a van or not to buy a van. Rosie says no. Rosie says it's just not the right time to buy a new van. She has a ProMaster. She has a nice van, but said she was looking for a conversion van, and so she went and looked around, and she said the prices on what she's seeing are way too high right now. She figures that with the gas prices rising over the summer and later into the year, and maybe more and more RVs, more and more vans will become available at better prices, and there'll be a better market. But right now, she just kind of says she's given up looking for a new vehicle. So she's got her ProMaster, and she's got transportation, but she's going to defer the dreams for a new vehicle. However, she said no to a new van, but we know someone who said yes to a new, and this is who said it. RV Rebel Girl, Carolyn there. She is looking to get rid of her SUV. She uses an SUV to pull her trailer. And she's looking now to have a van so she can pull her trailer, so she can have more space, because she can't really live in the SUV. It's seats and everything, you know, it's good for driving around in, but she wants a den. She said she wants a den. This will be her den now. And then she'll have the trailer that she's pulling, so she'll have like 2 separate rooms. So she went to one place to buy something, and they you know how salesmen do that, they kind of size you up, and they didn't give her a very good deal. So she said, see you later, Gator. She drove up north from Illinois. She's in the Chicago area, up to Wisconsin, and she found a nice van. So she picked up this really nice van, and it's you know, it's got a wide, big space in the back there. So she will now have her den. So she said yes. She didn't get. I don't think she mentioned the price on this, but that's the den. So yeah, she's getting some acoustic wall stuff put up, and it will be her den now when she goes out on the road, though. So Rosie said no, but Carolyn said yes to the van. Letters. Brimstone Fondue says, oh, yesterday's happy hour chat disappeared before I could even watch it. What's up with that? There, you know, we're having some fun in the evening, 7 p.m., we're all kind of drinking, everybody's having a good time. Sometimes comments get said off the cuff, and then you think about them later and you go, you know, and I just say, sometimes those, you know, it's not like a well thought out, constructed video, and there's once in a blue moon, I'll hear some kickback on a comment on a live chat, and someone will say, you know, there were some comments in there that someone could take the wrong way. So we, just to be safe, we you know, I don't know, man. You know, I try to keep all my live chats up, but once in a blue moon, you know, especially when you're drinking and other people are probably drinking, and people are, comments go a certain way, and you just think, you know, it's maybe that's time to just kind of say adios to that one. But anyway, I really do want to thank everybody, though, who helped out, support the channel during last night's stream, including Shimei, very generous Shimei. I'm calling you out, Danny from Quebec, and Rick. Thank you all so much. We're talking today about they're raising the rates. Ontario provincial government is raising their park rates. They're going from a per person rate to a per campsite rate. So a whole family can get in for the same price as one person can get in, etc., etc. I'm Exploring says the per campsite fee is to make the parks more accessible for more people. Solo campers and nomads taking up sites as a living site makes it impossible for folks to get out there. Our local parks are doing something similar in addition to limiting stays and limiting the number of days you can use the park sites during the camping season. The problem had become that homeless folks were taking over and living in the parks and making the parks unavailable to everyone else. Yeah, and the other thing is too, you know, one person takes a campsite, and then, yeah, and the campsite could accommodate 5 or 6 people. Yeah, you're kind of like, you know, you see an advantage to either way. You know, yeah, you know, I don't know. Maybe as Dave would do if I was running Ontario provincial parks, is I would work out some sort of a compromise where solo campers can get in with their fees, but maybe they couldn't get certain campsites which would be reserved for people with families or larger groups. I don't know. There seems like a middle ground you could probably get there. I don't know. Maybe they should explore that. KCADV says foreigners that access U.S. public lands should be charged the 400% premium. Then does that include Canadians when the borders get reopened? You know, yeah, you Canadians pay up. That means you too, line screw. Dennis says it's going to cost a lot more camping in Ontario in more ways than one. The attack on us campers is on. Season hydro rates will be a thing of the past, driving the cost of hydro from season camping up. Okay, yeah. Hydro rates. I mean, is that like the canoeing stuff, the portage stuff? Hydro rate, I don't know. And anyway, they also charge the tax rate for small campgrounds that, you know, yeah. They will also be driving the cost of camping way up. These new rules for Ontario parks will make cheap camping a thing of the past. When Ontario adopts this, you can bet the other provinces will follow. Jackie also says it sounds like the Park Service there in Ontario is trying to have an excuse to get rid of the deadbeats. Punish everyone rather than just get rid of the troublemakers. And Janice Lala also says, I also see why the per campsite fee is being introduced. It probably is a bookkeeping nightmare for, you know, regarding the per person fee. So there's a lot of reasons, you know, I don't know, man. Yeah, again, you know, I've known, you know, Northern Virginia had a problem with that. We have the Northern Virginia Regional Park Authority. They had a whole bunch of nice parks, and they were free or very low rates. And then they started charging fees and season passes, and people stopped going to those parks. But, you know, you could go to other parks that were not part of, you know, they were either county parks or state parks or national parks. So there's a lot of parks. There's probably a lot of parks in Canada. You know, you find out some other park, I don't know, or just take your chance and forage on private land. Hey, we got an update from Danny Lee Ingram. He's up there in northern Georgia. He's been running a headlight fade. He cleans your faded headlights. Hi, Dave. I'm still around. My faded headlight business has been crazy. Now I see faded headlights everywhere. It's about 4:30 a.m. and I'm off to a repeat spot to make one thing perfectly clear. Headlights. I hope to do another video soon. Yeah. Yeah, those newer cars. I mean, my car is 15 years old, and it's got those plastic covers over the headlights that are constantly getting all clouded up. What a bummer. But yeah. Sue wants to know if I've mentioned Dave 2D in recent videos. Yeah, just today, this morning's video, we talked about how he's created his IRL channel. And so he will be putting all the painting stuff, I guess, and the fanciful exploits around his house with his dog. $26,000 beautiful house there in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. That's all going to be in his IRL channel, and then just the roasts of the certain nomad channels will be on his main channel. That's what he says for now. I bet you he changes his mind again soon. I'm sure he will. Yeah, some people were wondering whatever happened to S&S and the RV Cats. They were one of the missing channels that we've been noticing. JJ Cook said, according to their FB Facebook page, S&S and the RV Cats are okay and have been having some internet issues from reading their comments on their most recent post. It looks like they're in quartzite anyway. So maybe they just decided to enjoy themselves for a while rather than posting, you know, the same old Arizona videos like the other nomads. You know, if you've got hundreds and hundreds of other nomads in Arizona all doing the same thing, is it worth putting up more and more videos? You know, everybody's doing the same thing, photographing everybody else for like the 6th month now. Some of those nomads have been down there in Arizona since October, and it's now March. Come on, man! Evergreen Springs says, you know, we did get the Lori's Way video showing Blue Van Dan. He didn't come out of his van. He's kind of he's back there in the shadows. And Evergreen Springs says he needs to come out and be in the bright sunlight so he can see that he's all right. We really don't know Blue Van Dan is all right. You can't see much. He should have come out of the shadows of his van and talked to us. Sandy Foster said he seemed not to be thrilled to see Lori doing that video. So yeah, he could have come out and he didn't want to, you know. Everybody was wondering. No, everybody wasn't wondering, but some people were wondering what Foresty Forest does when he for bathroom stuff. You know, he has that brand new to him van, the bigger van with four-wheel drive and all that, and he built it out nice, but there's no bathroom facility in it, obviously. By Pinkerton says, Foresty Forest uses bathrooms in the communities he's in. There's a long-running joke about all his uses for baby wipes, so I'm sure that if nature calls, the baby wipes will save the day. Oh, yeah. Speaking of possibly pooping in the woods, Kirk Madden says there are basic rules to follow if you poop in the forest. You dig a deep hole, and then you bury it well. You bury the poop well, I guess. Don't leave any paper, and do it at least 100 feet away from other water sources and the trails. And don't try to burn it. Some guy did that in Idaho and caused a big grass fire. It's not a big deal if you do it properly. Yeah, so dispose of your poop properly. That's right. All right, everybody, that ought to do it for Letters and More on the 14th of March, 2021. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Don't forget, if you didn't turn your clock ahead, all across the country except Arizona, you're an hour behind. So there. All right, everybody, you take care, and I'll talk to you later. Vlog under.